Top five.
Yeah, girl. You ready to do this? You ready to count this thing down? We're doing the top 5, her. Yeah, let's set it off with 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gobble Gobble.
Yeah, that was the right choice.
That's a
It's
turkey
a
note.
pretty excellent
Is it?
choice.
I was gonna say bok bok.
Incorrect.
No.
No.
Gobble Gobble. Welcome back to Ranked. Top 5 list of stuff that don't matter. I'm your turkey host, Tuong La. And of course, we're in a different pod cavern today. We keep shifting around pod caverns. The pod cavern is everywhere. Pod cavern's inside you.
Mobile.
It's like the TARDIS.
That's right. Oh, you just have a bunch of good references. That person across from me with the great references hasn't been on a cast for a little while. We've missed him for so long. If I'm the groom, he's my McBride. Geoff McBride.
That was so good.
That was the cleverest thing I've ever said. Don't expect that anymore.
And that's it. You can stop listening now.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Jeff, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Good.
Thank
Glad to
you
be back in the
for
pod.
waking up extra early to be here in this wonderful pod cavern. We're at the GCTC today, and you got to work in a few hours, so we got to get going.
Yeah.
So no, just say the next guest right beside you.
Right next to me, just Preece.
Hi.
No preamble. No.
It's fine.
No fleece to my Preece. No.
See, it's
I was
just
gonna
diminishing
say,
returns now.
I was gonna say I didn't need an introduction.
Okay.
Because that's how infamous I am, but it's fine.
Well, Jess, you're not known in the pod cavern yet, but here you are on your
true.
very first podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
You seem so at ease.
First podcast ever? Or
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, not that I've listened to, obviously.
Yes.
But definitely the first one I've been on the microphone side of.
Wow, this is very exciting. Well, we'll treat you well, I think. Well, just say the person across from you, and maybe come up with a witty intro. No, it's
impossible.
impossible.
My improv isn't as good as Des Connors improv.
That was really good. That was better than we could hope for. Hello.
Hi, Des.
Hi.
Hello. Top 5 Ryans? Was that the
Top
last?
5 Ryans? No.
no.
Top 5. Oh, movies of the year. We did the.
Oh, yeah.
I did the top
Wow.
movies of 2018.
That was a long time ago.
It's true. I'm hard to get to do things.
Yeah, but as soon as I brought up this topic, Des is like, yes.
Yeah.
And she actually brought samples today, which we won't say what it is yet, because,
No.
what is the topic today? Why did I say gobble gobble?
Because we're doing the top 5 Thanksgiving foods.
That's right. Thanksgiving
Or beverages.
foods. Right.
Consumables.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about ground rules here. Ground hill here. I don't have words. It's 10 a.m. What is our ground rules for food, quote unquote? So we are counting drinks.
Please.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I agree. Desserts. Yes.
Yes.
Obviously.
Definitely is a food group.
I think just, standard food definition
Yeah,
of
and we
things.
were allowed to, like, a recipe, like a...
specific.
So not just, like...
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think, yes. I want to get on that too, because I think we can do a recipe, but we can also blanket statement nominate it, but we want to talk about it in a recipe that we like. But also, I want to say that Thanksgiving is a celebration of food. Some people's Thanksgiving food is different than other people's Thanksgiving food, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most certainly.
Yeah, so maybe it's like, oh, that's not a Thanksgiving food I have. Well, guess what, buddy? Guess what? This
Open your mind.
Yes, that's right. In the
Imagine
words
it-
of Leslie Cherapy, fuck you.
I feel like we should shout out Leslie Cherapy.
Yeah.
I'm actually thrilled about the, I don't want to say non-traditional because tradition is so personalized, but
Yes.
I want to know more because I feel like my narrow slice of westernized Thanksgiving deserves to be blown out by other suggestions.
And I have a Thanksgiving nomination I'll save till probably my third one here, but it's not traditionally Thanksgiving food, but I've been trying to make it a thing. So you
man.
tell me
Yeah,
if you like it.
2019.
It's 2019, baby.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to do?
Get this party started.
Let's get this party started. Just like every episode of Ranked, we're going to go around the table 3 times, nominating 3 nominations each, making a master list of 12 and whittling that down into a tasty, delicious, scrumptious top 5 list. Okay, so I'll go first. And I kind of want to nominate maybe just to get it out of the way, and you guys can have some fun nominations here, because obviously when you think of
generous.
Thanksgiving, you think of one thing. You think about a giant bird. You think about that sometimes that bird, when you think about it, has like a top hat. I've seen pictures like that.
He's a pilgrim.
He's a
I think
pilgrim.
it's a pilgrim hat, not a top hat.
As a top hat. I'm going to go with that. And a cane.
It's not Mr. Peanut.
No, it's Mr. Turkey.
Tom Turkey.
Tom
Gobble
Turkey.
gobble.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I've never actually made a turkey for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Ever. I've only ever started contributing to Thanksgiving dinner in the last 2 years.
It's a spectrum. It
And
is.
I was telling Laura the other day, I'm like, we've done so many food episodes, and I love food. Famously, love food. And I'm really bad at describing food.
Okay.
I'm really good at cooking food, eating food, but bad at describing food. But I might need your help on this. What is your favorite way to cook a turkey? 'Cause
Probably in the oven.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, do you put stuff on it? Like, because I've never actually made
I
that.
don't want to get too into the whole thing because this might also reflect how I feel about that ranking.
Okay.
However, I like non-traditional preparations of turkey
Okay.
because I find turkey itself, when left too alone with its own flavors, ain't so
I see
great
what you're going.
to taste.
And let's
in your
talk about
mouth.
that, because I think that should be in ground rules here. If, like, we're going to try to separate
Yeah.
the stuff
That's it.
from other stuff.
Yeah.
And like if there's like some sort of
I know.
topping that goes on top of it that's not like just a spice.
Yeah.
I think that could count as another nomination. Right?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we've cleared
But
that up.
I've had a lot of bad turkey in my life too, like too dry.
It's easy to do it bad.
But it is the quintessential Thanksgiving thing. And
It's funny. It's not one of my favorite meats to eat. Like I would rather have a chicken almost or something
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
opposed to a turkey. But it's a good ingredient. Like I agree with you. It's
you can do things to it.
Yeah.
It's like a foundation food.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's right.
It's nice to have. When there isn't a turkey at Thanksgiving dinner, it feels weird. It feels wrong almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not always my go-to. Although, no, I don't want to
That's
get into
right.
it.
It's too tricky.
It's too tricky
Let
to
it
talk
lie.
about. Well, let it lie. Everyone knows what a turkey is.
That is correct.
everyone knows
But a
what
really
turkey
nice
is.
turkey that's like nice and juicy. I still love it. I still do. Jeff, what do you got?
Okay, so I was thinking about, and actually this goes to the turkey discussion as well, sort of, because I was trying to think of what quintessentially makes a Thanksgiving meal, and I didn't want to get too weird about it. But my first nomination is kind of weird because it's just a single ingredient. Oh, but
It's Ryan's fancy.
yeah, Ryan's fancy. But my first is butter.
Interesting.
You're a smart man.
Yeah,
Interesting.
well, because I was thinking about everything, and that was it. Because you use it from basting and baking, because that's one way to do a turkey is like with butter and salt
okay.
and pepper and that sort of thing. And you put it on top of everything. You know,
Yes.
it ends up on the mashed potatoes. It ends up on the green beans. It ends
It's
up on the
in
carrots and that
stuffing or
sort of
dressing
thing.
or
Yes,
whatever you
yes.
call it.
Can I just say, Jeff
surrounds us.
typed up his notes?
I did.
Don't smart shame him.
That's
Beautiful.
amazing.
I just have like a quick note on my phone.
Nice. Look at this.
Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No, and I was
No,
just going to
butter.
say butter surrounds us. It binds us. It brings the galaxy together.
I love this. Now, I don't want to get
That's-
nitpicky because I'm totally cool with this nomination. We're going to count butter as a food, yes?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Because some people would be like, well, that's not a food. That's a
No.
whatever.
It's
a
essential.
companion
Yeah.
ingredient or like a whatever.
I knew Jeff was going to do this in a way that I was going to be like, damn it, Jeff.
Now,
You're so good at these things.
Jeff, would you ever have like a bowl of butter just lying around during Thanksgiving dinner, like melted butter that can like go on top of stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like you have it out on the table for like bread rolls. If you're
See,
doing if you're
that is
doing
fine.
corn on the cob, you
Yeah.
like have a pat of it to
Oh,
roll.
let's
in
not
the
get ahead
pan.
of ourselves, Jeff. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Anyway, it just felt to me like it's essential, and especially because it's a fat food, and Thanksgiving is traditionally the end of the harvest and going into winter. So
Right.
That is literally my favorite meal of the year for sure.
Thanksgiving.
The Christmas is really similar in the way that it has kind of like a Thanksgiving meal at the same time. But it's
yeah.
not about the meal at Christmas. Thanksgiving's just about the meal. So I eat myself
I
into a
can see
coma
that.
every year, and it's great. Jess,
What's up? I'm gonna go with something that, like, I don't know if people eat it all the time in Canada, but my family's all from the UK, and we eat Yorkshire puddings
Okay,
for
yeah.
Thanksgiving. Okay, cool.
damn.
So for those of you that don't know what a Yorkshire pudding is, it's kind of like a little bun that souffles up and then sinks down, so you can like put all your delicious Thanksgiving foods inside of it and eat it like a little tasty boat, which is what I do. But some people like cut it up and have it as bites, and they're just delightful.
They are delightful.
Big fan of Yorkshire puddings in my house.
So my naive Canadian experience with Yorkshire puddings is it's normally always affiliated with like a roast beef, like a beef dish.
Fair.
That isn't.
No.
That's just my own hang up.
Could be. Yeah, we eat it anytime that my family gets together. There are Yorkshire puddings made.
Okay.
Is it hard?
Good.
It doesn't seem that hard to make. Although, like, maybe it does. Like, it feels like it can, like, you can screw it up really easy and, like,
feel
have
like-
it, like, not float and be, like, kind of fluffy like a marshmallow on
I
top.
feel like as long as you have the proportions right, I mean, baking is chemistry, right? So as long as you just measure things out, it's going
it's
to work.
what?
Baking is chemistry.
You have to be exact.
Yeah.
Oh, so
learned that
that's what
so
Breaking
many
Bad's about. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Well,
they're just making muffins. I don't know.
Why are the cops after them?
Super tasty.
Bacon bad.
You got me. You got
so
me.
good
He's
at
so
this.
clever. He's so clever.
Damn it.
Well, great nomination, Jess.
Okay.
Des?
So my hand was forced this morning because I wanted us all to have a tasty beverage first thing off the hop, and it needed to be cold.
It's not going to be a surprise. We all know what it is.
We do.
They don't.
They don't.
They have
I'd
no
like to
idea.
introduce you all to something called an apple cider mimosa. So, Tung just recently confessed that he is 2 years into his contributing to Family Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I am a little further ahead. I am hosting Family Thanksgiving
Oh
soon.
my
Whoa.
God.
But it is more of a potluck situation. So, my beautiful sister-in-law, who is a better chef than me to the 10th power. She always contributes like the tricky bits. And I'm like, I'll do charcuterie or whatever. Like, I'll just put someone else's work on a piece of wood.
Yeah.
And part of that is also cocktails. And I have this thing about seasonal beverages. I always love going like whole hog on it. So I've got like the liter of eggnog in the fridge when time comes. And apple cider is something that I find is so sweet. And to the point of almost being unpalatable when you get like a really good one. Mm-hmm. So to cut it with a little bit of champagne, sparkles it up when your guests arrive. It's seasonal. It's reflective of the celebration of it all. And it's just like a little sip of that apple cider that otherwise would stay in my fridge for 9 months until it goes rancid. And my husband is like, you do this every year. So that is something that I have kind of
It tastes
started-
great.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's really good.
It's not bad. And then you have leftovers for the next morning, so you can do it again. I think more than
And
anything, I want to
again,
educate you guys about Thanksgiving. Apple cider mimosas. I think it's a nice little.
And it's very
you going.
apple cider in general is very fall-y.
It is very fall.
autumny.
Yeah.
Autumny. So yeah, I think it goes
it's
well.
seasonally appropriate.
That's the word. No, I like that a lot. We're already in round 2, folks.
Bam.
And some nominations have not been said yet. Obviously, we've only gone through once. But this is surprising, and I don't want to keep nominating the traditional stuff. Although some of the traditional foods is amazing for Thanksgiving. So
sure.
Maybe I'll hold. Shit.
Do it, man. No guts.
No,
no
I have to go
glory.
with my heart. My heart says it's. I forget the exact name of it. I look forward
It's
to.
in your heart and
It
you
is-
don't know its name?
But it has a specific name. It is a double stuff baked potato.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So what it looks like, well, it's a baked potato. But what I like about it is like you chop it in half, and then the actual like potato-y is very like mushy the way like mashed potatoes are. But then you put like a bunch of like fun spices and stuff on it, like whatever you'd like. I mean, like some people put like
Jacket
garlic
potato.
or like I've seen like some double stuffed baked potatoes that have like yes, that's exactly it. That put like bacon bits on it or like a whipped cream of some sort.
Definitely some cheese has got to be up in there.
Oh my God.
Right?
Otherwise,
You
what
just
are you
took it away from
doing?
me. Yes, cheese all over that thing, and to me that always screams Thanksgiving because we actually don't make that type of. It's too much work.
It is a
for,
lot
like,
of work.
If all the ways you can make a potato, that's a lot of like work to make a potato.
If you have to double bake anything,
Yeah.
like, ugh,
Yeah, double stuff.
Better be
baked
for
it.
someone's
double
freaking
stuff
birthday.
Baked it. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but for Thanksgiving you want to pull out all the stops.
That's true.
So and it's always sad because I always feel like every year we don't make enough. We never make enough. Like back when our family was smaller, because we do it with all our aunts and uncles and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
We made enough. Now there's kids everywhere, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have one," but they eat like half of it, and they're like,
Those
"Oh
dicks."
man." Yeah, if you're listening to these cousins, you
The trick is, though,
7-year-old cousins.
It's because of the distribution element of a baked potato. You get
Yes.
a whole baked potato whether or not you want it, so there's so much waste. Whereas with mashed potatoes, I can take like a scoop and a half
It's
and
true,
satisfy
but
that
mashed
itch.
potatoes aren't as exciting for Thanksgiving dinner,
No.
I think. You have to go a little bit, you gotta go one step above that, and that's where the double stuffed baked potato goes in.
But you know, sorry,
Go ahead.
oven real estate is a hot commodity come Thanksgiving time.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we should.
As someone on the end of heating this food to serve to people, I'd be
BYO.
like, you obnoxious asshole, you're showing up to my house. with some double
BYOO.
baked. That's where the turkey goes.
That's true. If you're thinking like making like 15
Yes.
baked potatoes.
Then
in
you
an
also
oven,
probably need
that's-
like a 20-pound turkey.
Yeah.
Who's got 2 ovens in their house?
Some
Tuck-
people
Who?
have the
My
microwave
mom has
on.
two.
There you go.
They are right on top of each other. They're pretty fancy.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It's like a
Holy
Nancy
shit.
Myers house.
Yeah.
All the fancy ladies in Nancy Myers movies have 2 ovens. So
Nice.
that's-
Is that true?
yes. Do you want me to prepare a list of movies for you?
No, I don't.
A list of Nancy
I'll
Meyer
just say,
movies that have
I don't
two
know what's
ovens.
in
We'll start
Dez's-
it, it's complicated,
I don't know
and
what
we'll work
is in
backwards
Dez's
from
notebook.
there.
She has like a bunch of Saved by the Bell trivia. She probably has a lot of Nancy Meyer stuff in there. It's a dark place.
I don't, but I will by the end of this.
Jeff, what do you got?
Okay, I'm going to go. I'm actually, I'm going to stick with my list here. So I'm going to go with gravy.
Oh, you're all about the toppings.
Yeah.
But they're
so
integral.
They're good.
This,
They're good.
this brown and beautiful culmination of the roast and the boil, and it's salty and it's savory.
Jesus, this is the sexiest way I've ever heard anyone describe the
Well,
roast and the
it's-
boil.
And what's actually the way that Thanksgiving is developed in our family, just because we now have a whole bunch of families, right? So we generally actually get together the day after Thanksgiving and do hot turkey sandwiches, as opposed to hot turkey
has to
sandwiches
have
has actually become our Thanksgiving meal, as opposed to the whole turkey roast. So gravy is the thing, and I was going to argue about mashed potatoes, but that's the thing, like making a little volcano of gravy in
That's how
your
it's
mashed
done.
potatoes
See, that's
and that
great.
sort of thing. So,
That seems
but
good.
again, gravy sort of that brings the whole meal together.
That's so nice.
Aren't the mashed potatoes really just the vessel for the gravy?
Hells yeah.
They are
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of-
Because if you poke
Flavorless.
a hole in the double stuffed baked potato and just put like a little canal of gravy, I'm sure it'd be great.
Oh yeah. The
True.
skin, you think you could haul that out and just you can make
Gravy
a little gravy
skin.
boat.
Oh man.
I love the idea of the turkey sandwich. Is it more of a sort of a lower pressure meal too?
Yeah.
Like I picture all the McBrides in their pajamas showing up to eat some turkey sandwiches.
In matching pajamas.
They probably have little turkeys on them.
I can see
But
that.
yeah, that low
We're
pressure
not
but high
that
pressure.
twee. We're not that twee, honestly.
But that's super charming. I like
No,
that
that's a
story.
great nomination. I was gonna say, yeah, like turkey gravy sandwiches is like also a staple for our family too. It's
Because
just like
the yield of leftovers on turkey is always so high.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's also a plus for turkey though. There's just so much of it afterwards. How much is a turkey, by the way?
In
I've never actually had to
dollars?
buy. Yes, in dollars. If
Don't
you're to
they
buy
usually
like
charge
a
it by the pound?
Depends.
Yeah.
like if you were to buy it for a family of 15.
I don't know. I'm never trusted to make the turkey. That's Heather Marie's job.
I buy the turkeys from my uncle, so I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Yeah, it's
Jeff
just like-
Can we get a
is
caller? Can someone call in and
consumer.
tell us?
Well, but it depends. I
probably
mean,
call my
because
mom.
you can go to like the superstore and just pick
Some
one of
frozen
those
turkey.
frozen curling rocks
You're right.
out,
Butterball.
and they're like $30 to $40, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And, but if you want to go,
Then you're paying by the pound, and it's
like
fancy
to
and live.
There's a couple of great butchers around here where you can pre-order and get
Oh,
a
geez.
locally farmed turkey. And
Yeah, I
they're-
literally
they're-
just go to my uncle's house. I'm like,
Yeah,
look,
it's
there
like
goes my
twice
turkey.
Could you hook me up with your uncle?
Yeah, totally could. I'll give you the deets at the end.
Under the table
I'm a
turkey,
turkey
dealer.
dealer.
That's right. Breaking Bad. What's the Breaking Bad talking about turkeys? Turkey bad?
Turkey
I'm
bad.
not good at this.
Gobble bad. No, no, yeah, nothing.
It's okay.
Top
That's
hat
all right.
bad.
We know.
Breaking wishbone bad.
Oh, okay.
But don't you want to
almost.
break
Doesn't flow.
the wishbone well?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Damn.
Damn it.
Jess.
Technicality.
Hey.
What do you got?
I'm going to go down the unconventional route.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean,
Let's
heck, why
educate
not?
people.
Fuck it.
Yeah. In the feeling of education, I'll give you a little backstory to this nomination. So my partner has been vegetarian for his entire life. His sweet grandmother, who has never fed a vegetarian in her life, never had any idea what to do for Thanksgiving for vegetarians. So every year he eats lasagna for Thanksgiving. And now I'm just like, it's so adorable that I'm like, no, it's not Thanksgiving unless we have lasagna at Judy's house. So now that's a part of it.
Has he ever had tofurkey? I feel like that's maybe what the dum-dums
like
would
a
go
big
to.
old tofurkey? I don't know. I should have asked him that. I was just like, lasagna, I'm on board.
My best friend was
lasagna.
like, you need to represent Tofurkey because it's what we do. No, I've never had it, so I feel like I can't go to bat
No one's
for
ever
it.
had Tofurkey? Yeah.
I've had a turducken, but that's definitely got all of the meats in it.
other
Complete
side of
opposite
the
side of the spectrum.
Turducken?
Can you give me all the game birds? Just stack them like a
Right
lasagna,
inside
but made
each
out of bird meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. I love that nomination. Lasagna.
All right. All right.
Des.
Let's bring it back around. I'm going to go traditional.
Go traditional. Please do the thing I want you to say.
Some people call it stuffing and some people call it dressing. But no matter what you call it, I feel like you can't have a Thanksgiving without it.
Yes.
My particular conundrum is I have a celiac husband, which means we have to, I mean, it sort of forces your hand. You have to make it fresh, which is great because box stuffing is kind of like disgusting. It's just, it turns into that glop. It has zero texture.
Don't want to glop.
No
glop.
textural differentiation. And like a good stuffing to me has like maybe some sausage in it or some nuts in it and some crunchy celery and a little bit of this and a little bit of that so that every bite has a bit of textural variety. Because that's my main complaint about mashed potatoes. It's like the same taste every time. So I love a good stuffing. I like a little bit of booze in it just to sort of elevate the flavor pattern. I was a kid who would just eat stuffing. I would just have, screw turkey, not a big fan. I'll just eat a bunch of stuffing. And that has carried on. Both my kids were like stuffing
I don't think in our
machines.
family we've ever actually like stuffed the turkey with stuffing.
It
it's always
doesn't
just like a different.
work
We just
as
have it
well.
like separate. It's a separate thing.
And if
We
you bake
always
it,
stuff it.
Yeah?
but if you bake it, because if you stuff it, here comes some turkey anatomy. Everybody get your brains ready. If you
Okay.
stuff it, the
Des is making a hole in her hands.
the exit point or the cavity of the turkey, there's only
ass?
one little section that can get crisped up. The part that's sort of like facing the air.
That's
Whereas
the
if
part
you
that you
bake it,
fight over.
Exactly, but if you bake it
Yeah.
in a casserole dish, you get like 4 times that amount of crispy top part.
Where's the family drama come from then?
That's true. What are you going to fight over?
Right?
Yeah.
So I love, we bake it in a casserole dish. Plus, because like sometimes we make 2 stuffings to satisfy all the
Yes.
gluten monsters. But there's always a bit of bourbon in there and maybe some nuts or something. And goddamn, I'll eat that for dessert. And to the people who like the turkey sandwiches, I've heard people lobby, in fact, that you have to save stuffing because that
Oh
in the
my
middle
God.
also helps elevate the sandwich.
Some more
but it's hard to have leftover stuffing.
leftover stuffing is
Leftover
very
turkey,
difficult.
everybody's fine.
Yeah.
But leftover stuffing is
It's
hard.
hard, and also it doesn't taste as good the next day. Like it doesn't hold as well. So
The
stuffing not as well.
only
As
gets bitter.
you think
Put
so?
more
Oh,
butter
yeah.
on it. Tom.
Well, if the butter's there, I don't
Yeah.
know if we.
There's butter in stuffing.
It's arguable.
There should be butter in stuffing.
There should be butter on everything.
Yeah.
Including
So there
my
we
next
go.
nomination. So my next nomination is, I pitched this to Laura the other day. She says, I don't think that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm like, you know what? It does count because I made it 2 years in a row now, and I want this to happen.
It's in the canon. It's fair.
No one else would think so. So some people will be like, "Oh, Tom, you're sabotaging the cast." I don't think so. I think that dumplings should be part of Thanksgiving.
Dumpling.
Yeah. What's in your dumplings,
All right.
Tom?
So, what's in your dumplings? No.
There's different ways.
There
different
is.
kinds.
So I make, it's called siumai, and ground pork it's pork, like most dumplings. It's a ground pork dumpling that has some onion, some carrots, some sesame oil, has a single pea on top to just make it look nice. A single pea.
Charming.
To get your vegetables.
The high glycemic.
And with a side of hoisin sauce to just put it in your mouth. Now, it's an appetizer, obviously.
Okay.
It's not going to steal the show.
Okay.
But I've noticed, and it's kind of cheating because in the potlucks episode, way back, I also nominated dumplings. But I was just thinking about this. Thanksgiving, in a way, is a potluck.
Depending on
Like,
your family's
depending on the
traditions,
family.
yeah.
And for us, it's
Just for
always
me.
like bring one thing. So the last few years, I brought dumplings, and it always gone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I
Because
believe
people
that.
want that.
And an appetizer, the trick about Thanksgiving appetizers is people come to Thanksgiving ravenous.
Yes.
Because you know you're going to get the feast of a lifetime. So the first person to be like, well, I have these dumplings or I have these like stuffed dates, then all of a sudden people just go friggin' manic for it.
I know. In fact, well, I shouldn't be saying this, but because like I want to have the most munchy stomach ever, I
Yeah.
always sneak out and have like just smoke a joint to myself. And
Gotta
that's
prep the pod.
Years ago, my family doesn't listen to this.
Yeah.
Like nobody in my family smokes. I don't even think they do now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of looked down upon, even though it's kind of legal.
Yeah,
it
the stigma
is legal now, right?
remains.
But
Especially for family
still, I
events.
would always like, Mom, Dad. They're like, we gotta leave in like half an hour. I'm like, I gotta walk the dog.
Bless the work that dog is doing.
So I go walk the dog, smoke a joint. Little though I know, I probably reek by the time
Yes,
I
if it's
get
a joint you're smoking, Tongue, you 1,000% do. Go get
and
some
I
caps,
think
you
I'm like,
monster.
I think I'm like, I'm golden. But it's fine because like I get to, deal with my family while I'm just kind of baked, and then also
just the
eating their food
happiest.
and being like, that food is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And I can eat as much as possible. I can enjoy all of
I
it.
feel like that should be a mandate now.
Yeah.
Like, listen, the
not a
entire
bad
Law
idea.
family has to go walk the dog.
I want it to happen.
Yeah.
Law family, if you're listening, smoke weed.
Just before Thanksgiving.
You could make a weed appetizer and really make your whole family happy.
that would be nuts.
Put just a little bit of oil in your dumplings.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
yeah.
Does anybody else get kind of like
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
at
give
any
people
like
drugs.
potluck or like Thanksgiving dinner, if you bring something to the table, do you always like kind of look at it to make sure people are eating
Oh,
it?
1,000%.
It's so much anxiety when
I
I'm
have-
like, they
I-
haven't tried my dumplings yet.
I err on two sides because I either put too much care and focus into what I'm making, or I stop at Metro on my way there and I bring like 2 bite brownies. So it's either all of my self-worth is embedded in whatever I brought, or like, don't fucking even look at me. I'm sorry for what I did. I'll just throw them in a bowl.
I brought
And be like,
chips.
who brought those? Yeah.
Be like, nobody, I don't know where they came from. They just
Let's just
apparated
put them
here.
away. Let's just put them
And
away.
then someone's like, I like these brownies. I bought them.
Yeah.
Metro.
Or I spent like 9 hours
Yeah.
making something, and everybody better fucking love it.
Yeah.
Jeff, you got one more nomination.
Oh my God! I thought.
I know, right? All the basics are still there, so now you gotta kill your darlings. What do you like?
Okay, well, I'm still going to go with my top 3 here.
Do
so
it, do
we're,
it, do it.
so we're going to
Right.
do the humble Pisum savitum, which is the green pea. Oh. Which you mentioned on your.
Is it a single green
dumplings.
pea?
No.
Just like one green pea. You really get to
Just one-
cherish.
well, you put them on. Just put it on your dumpling. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
But no, green peas,
Slice it
and
real
specifically, and I like, and this actually drives my family crazy, but I love tin peas. For some reason, Thanksgiving for me is not Thanksgiving unless you have tin peas.
Okay.
So I'm going to nominate that, even though I know if my family doesn't listen to this, right? but they'll be going, what? What about fresh garden peas?
Jeffrey.
you
Yeah, you
moron?"
make us look so low class. I love things in a can.
And bonus points because that's the hot turkey meal. The hot turkey sandwich
It's
meal
true.
is peas. And also I came across this little interesting bit of trivia when
I
I
love
was
this.
I was
Ooh,
looking
Of
at.
course I did.
can't
Damn it,
wait.
I love it.
So this is from the Canadian Encyclopedia, and I apologize. 'cause-
Encyclopedia?
Encyclopedia. Well, it's online, but it's a Canadian Encyclopedia online, and it's very colonial.
I don't
so
think you followed
I
your pun.
completely apologize for this because we're I mean, the harvest celebration is wide throughout every culture, but this isn't. Anyway, so apparently there is an argument that the first North American celebration of Thanksgiving was held by Sir Martin Frobisher and his crew in the Eastern Arctic in 1578.
Whoa!
They ate a meal of salt beef, biscuits, and mushy peas to
Mushy
celebrate.
peas.
So that's
OG. That's some original gangsta shit right
yeah,
there.
yeah. So anyway, but they were essentially just giving thanks for arriving alive.
Yeah, no kidding.
The most basic
so
things.
so there's
Being
some
alive.
debate about whether that is actually the first Thanksgiving
I'll
in
take
North
it.
America or not. But
I can't
yeah.
believe you, Geoff McBride. Who can I believe?
Yeah. Tin peas.
Tin peas.
Tin peas.
Tin peas. I can't even picture what that looks like. I just picture peas.
Just
They're
a can- a
generally
can of-
smaller
yeah.
and grayer. I know it's. They don't have that bright green, like a frozen peas, which are bright and
Right.
green. These
Yeah.
are
Selected
just
for
a
how they
little
look.
duller and they're a little smaller.
Are they,
And I would even praise you because that goes on the opposite spectrum of Tongue showing up with 18 double stuffed potatoes that have to go in my oven. It's like I could fucking microwave that in a Corningware
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I had it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so bless you for showing up at my house with tin peas.
love it? Oh yes, tin peas. Yeah, they look like peas.
Just Saturn. Grayer.
Jess, one more
So-
nomination.
I can't let this finish without doing what I think is probably my favorite part of fall. in general, and the climax of it is Thanksgiving, and that's going to be the classic pumpkin pie.
Yes, thank you.
It had
Some dessert
to.
up in here.
That's how
Wrong
it's
with us?
done,
It took
right?
so long.
I was
Yes.
like, oh, good, we're not going to make it to dessert. But I know I always hold back on the meal.
Everybody.
Because I know that like an aunt has made a pie and has brought it over. My mom has made a pie. I've made a pie. And
all
they're
three
all
are pumpkin?
Yeah.
That's awesome because we do we'll do multiple desserts and everybody always gets like the courtesy slice of whatever the other thing is and then a slice of pumpkin pie.
Right.
Whipped cream?
Always. Sometimes
right.
ice cream because my grandma is very much an ice cream person.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean like pumpkin pie. It's
So good.
just the best.
So good.
I've
Yep.
never made a pie in general.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a pie maker. Laura is. She doesn't usually eat her own pies though, because there's usually fruit in there. But pumpkin pie, is it more difficult to make
No.
because it's a pumpkin?
No.
Well, I mean, if you want to be the Martha Stewart about it and like roast your own pumpkin and prepare your own puree, but I'd say that,
would be
whoever
Aunt-
it is,
Aunt Lori's
like
pie.
Edie, whomever that makes just those big old cans of pumpkin.
Oh, that's what you
Goodness.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, why
Okay,
not?
I'm just picturing
It's
like
good.
No, I will say
taking a pumpkin and just
starting from like the can of pumpkin is
Yeah.
definitely better than starting from the
Yes.
can of pumpkin pie filling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
then you have less control.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually like the prepared pies in the store, like and like the fourth week of October.
Oh, where
is
they're like
the
$2?
best. Yeah.
Everything must go. Pumpkin
So
pie makes a
good.
dope breakfast.
Yeah.
Fact.
Oh.
See, it's versatile.
Top 5 pumpkin foods.
And I've experimented with because again,
pie.
seasonal
Pie.
like niche food, seasonal food is so great. So I've had pumpkin cheesecakes and I've had pumpkin pasties and I've
Oh my
had
God.
all the pumpkin things. But man, you just keep coming back to pumpkin pie. It's
Yep.
so good.
so good. Des,
So good.
one more nomination.
Well, that was at the top of my list. So thank
Yeah, girl.
goodness for Jess Preece. So I am going to go down my list. Okay, so this is something.
Oh, here we go.
You know
The
what?
conflict.
So I only ever eat this vegetable at Thanksgiving, and it has to be prepared a very specific way.
Uh-oh.
But on behalf of what I feel is a very
Don't you do
grown-up vegetable, I'm
Don't
going to
you
bring
do it.
Brussels sprouts to the table.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
all right,
you.
all right, all right.
Finally, some
Brussels sprouts-
controversy.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts are rough, man. They've got a bad rap. I remember being a kid watching cartoons and people using Brussels sprouts as the metric of disgusting things.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Johnny Neutron, you've got to eat your Brussels sprouts. And then Johnny Neutron barfs everywhere. And I didn't even know what Brussels sprouts were, but I knew they were terrible. And then I moved out, and a neighbor roommate type person was like, had grown up in the Brussels sprouts life. And even then,
Brussels
it
sprouts
took a
life.
while. They have a very strong flavor, but when they're like fried and butter's there and
yeah.
some type of pork meat protein is there, be it ham or bacon, you put some Parmesan cheese on there, you roast them up real nice. First of all, you feel like a fancy lady because Brussels sprouts are an elevated vegetable, I would say. They do take up, and they take work.
Yep.
But it's good, it's salty, it's crunchy,
It
it's
can
green.
be all those things. Yes.
It's a good balance for all the other food.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a true green. It's not just like one of 8 root vegetables that
Yes.
you're going to
Yeah.
be eating, and all the bread that I consume.
Yep.
So
Is it super good for you? Like do you know?
I
like the
think it
health
might be one of those
content?
mega foods. It's in.
Does anyone know?
It's in some of those super salads.
I mean,
and
it's
stuff.
not bad for you.
It's definitely not bad for you. It's
fiber and green.
and it's in the
all that
cabbage
stuff.
family. And cabbage. I mean, Eastern Europeans have been living on cabbage their whole lives. It's
I
gotta
made
be good for
cabbage rolls
something.
like 2 days ago.
Yeah, so I
Oh.
think there's an antioxidant property.
Sure.
But it's good. I only ever eat it at Thanksgiving.
Same.
And
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I eat it a lot. I love me some Brussels sprouts.
At a girl, good for you.
Yeah, they good.
But for me, it's just
I'm
a
still
specific
growing
food.
on it. Like I like Brussels sprouts now. I used to hate them. I like them now, but there is like there's a turning point when I eat too many. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Brussels sprout burps are horrible.
Yep.
There's that.
And farts.
And they don't.
Yeah.
They're not like good the next day. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like
they
you,
need to be
you need to
crisp.
make them and eat them right away.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of.
that's
Right.
the kind of thing you can make too few Brussels sprouts and no one's losing their mind the way you make too few stuffed potatoes and people are like, rampage! I'm taking it to the
Die.
streets. People are like, oh, I had like 8 slices of Brussels sprouts,
Right.
and people are like, you know what? That's okay. I personally would like more, but
More than 8 on your plate.
yeah, it balances things.
It's like a good third of
out.
my plate at
And I'm a
Thanksgiving
big-
is going to be
Depends how
Brussels
much
And I
sprouts.
like texture combinations, and there's a lot of soft Thanksgiving foods.
Yeah, but like I just want to take a picture. You guys take a picture of your plates for this Thanksgiving. I want to see
Oh.
what it looks like.
All right.
little
Because my
sketch.
plate
Yeah.
is completely like, oh, it's just filled to the brim with stuff.
Okay.
It's just like kind of.
It feels like it's dog eat dog at a la Thanksgiving because I would do seconds instead of making one
No,
heaping bucket
that
of food.
and everyone in my family does, but me
No time.
as the
Blazed
monster.
out of his mind, just like, don't talk to me.
Whoa, look at this!
Just two
thing.
spoons.
I just drew a plate covered with Brussels sprouts.
That's
and like
good.
a piece of lasagna.
Honestly, it just looks
That's
like a
what
bunch
the
of
second
peas.
plate
And
is
Yorkshire
for.
All right, let's take a break because I'm
believe
getting
it.
hungry. We have our 12 list, and when we're back, we're gonna rank some Thanksgiving food. Gobble gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Oh man,
You know my birthday's coming up, Tongue.
is it?
I'm going to be 37 years old.
Holy nuts! I have no guys. We got to think of something for Des. That she's.
That's why I bring it up.
I
Where are
know,
we-
I know where we can go right now.
Where?
You're kidding me.
To podcavern.com.
.com.
Okay.
Holy shit!
I can send you my wish list.
For what?
It's mainly bikes and bike parts.
Okay. Podcavern.com.
And if
For
you
what?
go to the top left-hand corner
Yeah.
on your desktop browser,
Yes.
you'll find an affiliate link.
An affiliate link.
Yeah, that'll bring you right to Amazon.
An Amazon affiliate link.
Yeah.
They'll deliver it right to my house.
Fact.
Oh my goodness!
Easy
And
uses there.
you know what? I don't know if I want to click on that, Jeff. I feel, they're probably gonna jack up the price.
No, it's actually that Amazon gives Podcavern some money.
I love Podcavern.
It doesn't change the price of the item at all, the bike part that you're buying. It doesn't change that price at all.
So you're saying this bike part that's already $300 stays at $300?
Exactly.
The streamers I want for my handlebars.
Also, let's talk about this.
they
$300 for Des.
$300?
That's a lot of money here, guys.
Fine.
But you know what? If a little bit of that goes to Podcavern, then I guess we can pitch in and get Des her new bike light that she wants.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's
And that's
do that.
the affiliate link on Podcavern.
That's right. Okay, let's
.com.
just try that right now. 1 day delivery? Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't a whole day.
Wait, is Leslie here?
Yes, it's me, Leslie Cherapy. I work for Amazon affiliate now.
Oh my gosh. You need my signature.
That's right. Fuck you, right?
Ring, 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 ring. My new bike bell.
Yay.
And
Podcavern.com.
scene.
Top five.
All right. Hey, everyone. We are back. Yes. We are just stuffed with food right now. I can't even walk, and we're all just completely blitzed out because that's what we do. No, we're not. We're not.
Just tongue.
Just,
Tongue's blazed.
I have to.
He went for a walk.
He found a dog.
He walked a dog.
He just took a dog off Wellington.
Yeah, I stole someone's dog. I don't know where to return it. So if this is your dog, bark, bark, then let us know. It's at the
Dog's fine.
GCTC.
No animals were harmed in the recording of this podcast.
But we got some food to rank here, and it's going to be tough because we got quite the list. And that list is we have turkey, butter, Yorkshire pudding, apple cider mimosa, double stuffed baked potato, gravy, lasagna,
I didn't realize that.
stuffing, dumplings, specifically the one that I said was siumai, the pork dumpling, tin peas, it's funny, pumpkin pie, and Brussels sprouts. Wow.
Yep.
What a list.
Yep.
And some people at home are like, what about this nomination? You forgot. I'm sorry.
Start your own podcast, haters.
That's right. That's right. We got honorable mentions for that thing, okay?
Yeah,
but-
Bonnie Mensch.
Honey
I
mensch.
have so many.
Let's star some for further consideration, and obviously, unfortunately, some will have to be left into the dust, into the Thanksgiving dust pool.
The dust pool.
What has to be? Oh, you know what? Let's start this conversation because we're gonna dance around this until we get to it. Let's start it off right now. Turkey.
I don't
think we
like
should
it.
go.
Turkey.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Everyone,
Off the table.
this is tough.
This is.
This is. We have to talk about this.
I know it's the elephant in the big Thanksgiving room. Is
Yeah.
that I feel like 80% of the population doesn't like turkey, or you need turkey to be prepared in like a weird, time-consuming. Like you've got to brine it and then you've got to cook it upside down. Or
So
I'm
we've
gonna be
taken that
making
to the
turkey
consideration
rolls.
here, like the actual preparation of the turkey, or are we also is that
like
is
this
that part
turkey
of?
is our best turkey.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think, like, are we as part of our consideration here, like how long it takes to make this meal, or just like how much we like to eat this meal on Thanksgiving?
I think you could put it in such a way that, let's say you're faced with a buffet of an infinite amount of Thanksgiving related foods. what are you excited about on this buffet, or what
It's not
are
the
your
turkey.
MVPs? And I feel like on the whole, turkey in isolation is what we have to consider, right? Because if you need gravy to make turkey palatable, then that is a plus for gravy and a minus for turkey.
Fact.
Oh,
Or if your
man.
turkey needs to be stuffed with my super boozy walnut dressing for you to like it, or covered in cranberry sauce, then maybe turkey
Is
is not
everything
doing
you
any
make
heavy
just full
lifting.
of booze? Because super boozy mimosa, super boozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't put booze in
Pie,
my Brussels
probably.
sprouts, so everybody can just walk it back. But if I did, I
You
make
should,
a
though.
Bailey's cheesecake. So
You should make boozy Brussels sprouts.
I mean, it's a celebration.
I'm not judging here. Geoff, are you on Team Turkey here? I don't know.
It's funny because it feels like it should be there. Do you know what I mean?
feels wrong
and
not
that's
to have
and
it
I've
here.
actually started changing that too. Where I can't remember whether it was an Easter dinner or Thanksgiving dinner, but instead I made a brisket. Oh, I did like brisket and latke, and
that
sort
takes
of
a lot of
thing.
time,
and
too.
It does. So I think you could have a roast, whatever your roast meat is, you know. And I love the idea of like a lasagna because it fills
Lasagna's
you.
fantastic.
Because it
fills
is
the house
es-
with smell.
Essentially, just bringing people together
Yeah.
Yes.
and sharing food.
Now-
and-
Slow cooking something.
If
Yeah.
that's the case, then the whole turkey experience, even though people are yelling at each other, they'll eat it afterwards and they'll be fine, right? It's kind of like argue,
Oh,
argue,
it's good.
argue.
It's
and
tasty.
Then it does bring you together in the end. Also, I'd like to mention that this is our only meat on our
True.
list here.
I'm okay with that.
And
yeah,
I am.
meat-based proteins. Me.
I fucking love meat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do top 5 meats because that seems wrong. But
Gonna get human in there somewhere.
yes, Tofurkey, turducken. Duckin? I don't know.
Turducken, yeah.
Turducken, that's
like
it.
all the fowl together.
Yum, 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 yum. It feels
Yeah.
wrong not to have a meat on this list. That's the only thing that
But
I
if
feel.
it just feels wrong,
I mean, we've already talked about how all of us were like, turkey. It's
Yeah.
better if you do something to it. So, like, that doesn't sound like top 5 material to
So
me.
if
it's true. And I've my in-laws have stopped doing turkey for a few years now. This Thanksgiving we're doing Fiesta Thanksgiving, and it's tacos. Previously we've done roast beef with Yorkshire pudding, but I like the roast beef with Yorkshire pudding more than tacos say because it's walking into a home that feels warm with the smell of food, and someone's in the kitchen. It's all the ambiance of it all.
Yeah.
So brisket is great because you've got to cook brisket for like 1,000 hours or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The turkey, it's the hot turkey sandwiches that I get excited about. Like,
Yeah, we make
that's
turkey
the
stir
thing. That's
fry.
the day after kind of thing.
Turkey
but that's still
rice.
turkey.
It's still turkey.
Also,
I would argue. I would say if it's a 5, maybe
yeah,
a 6.
let's put a
Okay.
pin on. Let's start it. At least start it because I feel weird letting it go because if
Yeah.
I were to go to a Thanksgiving meal, I already made this point earlier, but like if you guys invited me to Thanksgiving and there wasn't a turkey,
You'd
I'd
rage.
feel weird about it.
Flip some
It'd be
tables.
like, I don't know, is it really Thanksgiving dinner or are you just inviting me over for dinner? Which is fine too.
You define Thanksgiving as the eating of an enormous meal.
Yes, celebration of food.
Okay. Some people don't. Some people give thanks.
What?
Some people
Why?
it's the gathering of family and the sharing of a thankfulness, and maybe that's the differentiation we need to make. You're like food ride or die, whereas other people are like, I haven't seen my uncle in the whole year, and I want to talk to not the one who murders, but the other one.
I don't think we're allowed to talk to him right now.
I was gonna say maybe not all uncles are created equal, but
They're definitely not.
Yeah.
And so that for me, I don't mind if Thanksgiving is another meal because it's the gathering and the giving of thanks.
I think
I don't
for-
want
for
to sound too
something-
PBS about it, but
Also, it's because you have to cook turkey for a long time. It's also when the nights are, it's getting dark early. It's
That's
getting
right.
cold at night. So if you've been warming your hearth all day as it is, I mean that's the ambience
like
that
back
you
in
kind of create.
1574 or
Yes,
whatever.
yes, exactly. It was salt beef though. I don't think they had to
that's true.
cook
They
that
just
at
opened
all.
a jar and
yeah.
ate a bunch of salt beef.
I'm gonna just start for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're right, Geoff. If it does make the list, I don't see it going higher than 5.
No.
Okay, I'm willing to take something off their list on my behalf, which is the apple cider mimosa. I feel like it is non-essential.
I had apple cider on my list.
Okay.
So when you nominated it, I was like, sweet, sweet, sweet. I can move
Okay.
on to something else. Because if you're hanging out with a big group of family, you definitely need to have some booze. And if you're mixing it with apple cider, you're like, oh, I'm being festive with my alcoholism.
sneaky.
It's great. It's perfect.
It's
So
also the only drink on this list too,
Yes.
Agreed.
which is
Because that's
fine.
what I was
too.
racking my brain about specific Thanksgiving beverages. Because mulled wine is later in the season. Eggnog is clearly a Christmas delicious thing.
Yeah.
Specialty coffees you can have any time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Just wine is clearly for all seasons. So this was a way to sort of integrate this celebratory, and also, you toast the thing, chin chin, whatever.
It also feels like a thing that you can like sip on all day
Absolutely.
while food is cooking.
And it's dead easy. I love it.
Let's start for now.
Oh, fun. Okay.
But
I was
what
ready.
else was-
It's also a shout out to apples. Like I think
Yes.
apples is a
Huge.
particularly a Canadian harvest
Right.
sort of thing.
It's a really big deal.
It's also nice because like if people aren't having alcohol, they can still have the same like decorated glass with some apple
Right.
cider in it.
That's
and
right. You're
feel
supposed
like-
to decorate the glass. I didn't mention that
Oh,
before.
yes.
You rim whatever glass, and it can be tumblers. I'm not so shishi that it needs to be in a champagne flute or whatever.
How about like a plastic tumbler?
Yeah, a light blue plastic tumbler that looks like maybe it should be in someone's bathroom. But you can rim it with like a cinnamon sugar, and then
yeah.
you're just friggin' on the cover of Food and Wine magazine.
Yum.
Then you're just going for it.
Big old
It would be
star.
insane not to start gravy.
Yes.
It would be insane not to start gravy.
I lived like the first 20 years of my life thinking I hated gravy, you guys.
Yo, my little sister hates gravy.
What?
Hates
She's
it.
wrong.
She doesn't eat it at all. I know. We tell her constantly that she's wrong.
I also got the same treatment, but it serves a really important purpose.
Keeps
It
everything moist
improves-
and delicious.
Exactly, and it heats things up. So I guess
True.
if you prepare like a real turkey the way Gordon Ramsay says you're supposed to do, it's supposed to rest almost as long as it cooked, so that the juice gets reaccumulated into the. I know. I've studied so much about turkey because I've got to make one this year.
Really?
And then gravy, piping hot, fresh off the stove, gravy reheats it.
See, they work together.
So what are
those
you supposed to
two.
do, right?
so
But-
turkey
so
can't do its own thing.
that.
But you can't just eat gravy. Well, you can. I
Pat
guess.
can.
potatoes, dressing,
Yorkshire puddings.
dip it. Yeah, man. I think gravy is
Gravy belongs.
an MVP for sure.
Fact.
Jeff, star one for us.
Oh, jeez. Pumpkin pie.
Yeah. I was gonna star that.
Pumpkin
Okay,
pies.
okay. We're
Pumpkin
getting.
pie, everybody. So you overindulge in Thanksgiving. That's the whole deal. Like you elastic waist pants. Ha ha ha. We've all made those jokes. But everybody holds back for pumpkin pie.
Yep.
Fact.
That is a testament. I can eat so much stuffing, but I don't.
There's
Pumpkin
also the
pie.
option of like 2 hours after dinner where you're like, oh, I guess I could eat some pie.
So that's where I'm at.
I'll go for a walk.
I actually don't hold off for dessert.
Do you
My
put
mis-
it on the same
so
plate?
my
that
mistake-
mountainous
yes.
plate
And then-
also has dessert on it?
He defends it. He's like stabbing people.
My mistake is I
with his fork.
eat a little too much for appetizers, but I'm always good enough for the main meal, and then I'll always go for seconds of the main meal, and then by that time I finish that, I don't usually have time for dessert until a few hours later.
Wow.
But I won't save myself for dessert. I would rather have seconds of the main course because I love that,
That
so
just
much.
hearing you describe that makes me feel uncomfortably
Oh,
full.
maybe.
I might, you know what? I would actually argue maybe I would put pumpkin pie pretty high up there because
Yeah.
I think it's a thing. Like not everybody
It's very
agrees about
Thanksgiving.
turkey, not everybody
No.
agrees about Brussels sprouts.
No.
But I think the majority of people would be
Absolutely.
pumpkin pie.
I think a good like 85% of people
Yeah.
like pumpkin pie.
Absolutely.
That's a stat.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just looked it up on my phone.
Yeah, exactly. Some anecdotal. And you can't. And as much as my family has occasionally done pumpkin pie at Christmas too, but it's ripped off.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it is. It,
meals aren't
again,
the same
if you
around
speak of the seasons of the harvest and when pumpkins come and when they start showing up, it belongs to Thanksgiving more than Brussels sprouts or mashed potatoes or any of that.
All right.
It's a
Well,
hero.
it's start.
I want to get a T-shirt.
Superstar.
Just pumpkin pie.
All right. Other elephants in the room here. Stuffing.
Stuffing.
I fucking love stuffing.
I love stuffing.
Yeah, I think we could. Somebody said they could eat stuffing just like.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you said it.
When I'm
does
making it,
Yeah.
when I'm making it, I'm just legit eating out of a pan of stuffing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But you guys think it tastes better the next day?
It
That-
can.
It does. Yeah.
I don't. Maybe I haven't had the. Like, I love
It
stuffing.
has to
but-
be really moist.
Yeah.
I've got a stuffing recipe for the next morning that we'll talk about in the honorable mentions.
Okay.
Right.
Honey Mensch.
Yeah. So stuffing is integral.
Stuffing, and when you do
For
it
Thanksgiving.
like sausage and apple or something, it just.
Oh my lord.
Celery.
Jeff,
Put a little
talk
bit of gravy
dirty.
on it if it gets
I'm putting a star beside
slower. Say it slower. And if you had any of these things and you didn't have stuffing, you would be within your rights to just raise hell and storm out.
Yes, agreed.
That's true. That's true.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right, stuffing's there.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, not few of these things could be made without butter.
yes. That's
I
true.
would be if we were going to get into trouble. I was willing to let butter go because I think it needs
It's a
a place of
different
honor, but I
thing.
don't know it needs to be on the
Yeah,
list. But
it might have to end up like 6,
Yeah.
Yeah.
7
No, I'm fine
kind of
with that.
zone, but
'Cause it
like
is an
it's in
ingredient.
everything.
It is in everything. I feel weird for it to be part of the food list.
Truth,
Just to
truth.
be like, yo, did you make some butter today? Like, no one's saying.
I've been churning all day.
Man, are my wrists tired.
Yeah, but if we're gonna have like some sort of like companion food,
Yeah.
it'd be
Yorkshire
gravy.
puddings.
a
It'd
definite,
be the gravy.
not even an honorable mention, but like
Yorkshire's
a
really good too.
Yorkshire
I know,
pudding.
So let's
behind
talk
the
about this.
scenes.
Yorkshire versus a potato.
Right, but there's Yorkshire pudding's like a bread type product,
Yeah.
and there
Yeah.
are no other
I feel
ones
as
on
though
this
yes,
list.
if you let Yorkshire pudding represent, because my
Truth. But you're not gonna like clean your plate with stuffing, whereas you can keep a piece of your Yorkshire
right.
pudding and like get all that gravy up in there.
cranberry sauce.
Like
See,
everything at the end
I
of the
would argue
meal.
that's what mashed potatoes are for.
There's never leftover mashed potatoes.
mechanism is different.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is a starchy, absorbent thing. So the problem here for me is Yorkshire pudding isn't something that we eat, but we do eat
Fair.
like fresh, fluffy, ridiculous rolls.
Yeah.
And then all the same rules
Similar
apply.
concept. Yep.
So like a bread to do the handiwork. But I find because you're also getting stuffing now, you're like, I don't want to go too whole hog on bread because I'm saving all that choice real estate for some pumpkin pie later down the road.
It could be, yeah. It could be any type of dessert.
And bread isn't unique to Thanksgiving.
But Yorkshire puddings, I mean, I guess in my world they are.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the same way I feel about double stuffed baked potatoes,
And
Fair.
dumplings.
which
Fair.
is tough because I would also fight for that.
Yeah.
Because I think that thing's kick. Well, that's also the potato in our list here. We don't have mashed, although the baked potato is better than the mashed for Thanksgiving, I think.
That's true. I guess if I had to think about like bread products,
Let me show you a
Yorkshire
picture of
pudding
what I'm
and
thinking
stuffing,
about.
I know
like,
what you're thinking about. We are
Yeah.
familiar with double stuffed
No,
baked
but let me
potatoes.
show you the picture that I found on the internet. Keep talking.
of
keep
like a
talking.
specific baked
Yeah.
potato. Sorry,
Yeah.
double
He
stuffed.
follows
baked
double
potato?
stuffed baked potatoes on Instagram. And
Hashtag
this is his
delish.
favorite. This one had the most.
It's the only one that I linked to. All right.
Yeah, let's see this.
Look at this. Look at that thing.
Yeah, that looks exactly like I
I
thought it
mean,
would.
that looks like the or the stuffed potatoes
See-
that we used to make at Wendy's.
But look at the
So-
cheese. Look at
You
the
can get them at
cheese.
most
But I would eat that just as a meal itself. Like
Yeah,
I would
jacket
not
potatoes.
think.
It is a lot.
It's not a side.
But even if you don't have that stuff, you can just have it like that.
That looks boring.
That does look boring.
You know what else is boring? Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes aren't on the list.
I know.
Yeah.
No, mashed potatoes are a standard, and you're right. They are ununique.
They also feel like a vessel for something else.
Correct.
Gravy?
Yes.
Exactly. I feel like gravy might top this list.
I don't know about double stuffed mashed
That's
potatoes.
fine. But I also, that's crazy to me that there's no potato, but that's fine because we have, I think, almost somehow stuffing replaces that in my mind.
Yeah, it's a
'Cause
starchy thing.
The starchy thingy.
Yeah,
so I'm okay
absolutely.
with stuffing winning over potatoes. That's fine. I'm not happy about it, but it's fine.
We got to talk about the Brussels sprouts though, because
Okay.
like I feel strongly that we should have Brussels sprouts on this list.
A
We
vegetable.
need something green on our plate.
That
We
true
do.
needs to be represented.
Yeah, I agree. Tin
Right?
peas.
Yeah.
Tin peas.
Bless you, Tom.
I'm charmed by the Tim Peas history and anecdote. However,
I have a strong distaste against mushy peas.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't gonna. I wanted it there.
and it's
I like fresh peas. Like if we just
Yeah.
say peas.
I don't know. There's
like a
something about that
textural thing.
holiday thing that it's just like
you
that.
like smush them with the back of your fork.
Just dumping it in the pan and boiling it away.
A nice horking sound. Just really get the point across.
Okay, let me just start Brussels sprouts for now and just see where we're at, okay?
Yes.
We have
That's like six
turkey,
things.
gravy, pumpkin pie, apple cider, mimosa, stuffing, and Brussels sprouts. That's 6.
That's like a
That's
full
all
meal.
of Dez's
I'm
list.
so happy.
So I see what she's doing.
Know
Okay.
how to play the game.
And I understand, and I'll say it right now because no one said it, but I'll say it. I know dumplings aren't going to make this list. I just want to bring it up that I think it's an amazing idea.
I do.
Dumplings 2019 and going forward, I think people should bring it. It's an amazing appetizer.
Dumplings
I
are
love
amazing
this idea
appetizers.
that like Thanksgiving has changed so much in terms of like it used to be like turkey, potatoes, and that
Yeah.
was it. But now everybody is bringing their own
Right.
to Thanksgiving,
Yes.
and I love that. And I think that's the essence of the holiday, right? Is like this is the bounty that I can share with you.
Yeah,
And
this
I
is
Absolutely.
love
something
that.
I'm good at making. Here it
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
And I'm very good at making
Be blown away
dumplings,
by
so,
it.
yeah.
And the individual family making individually different things. I love that because I don't have to. I get to have 2 Thanksgivings because of 2 different families. So over here it's a little bit different than over here, and I like that.
Yeah.
Because 2 Thanksgivings otherwise would be maybe too much.
Like if it's the same Thanksgiving
Right.
meals, well, add little dumplings to the mix. You'll see.
I love dumplings, and I love a good Thanksgiving appetizer as well.
Because we don't have appetizers. I know it's not going to make the
There's
list.
always a window of time where you drink your drinks and, chase the kids around or whatever.
So I think we have a list of 6.
Sorry, what do we got here?
So we have turkey, gravy, pumpkin pie, apple cider, mimosa stuffing, and Brussels sprouts.
No, I mean, lasagna's pretty good. I'm going to throw that back into the mix because who doesn't love lasagna?
I feel like lasagna is like a placeholder for like just the other thing.
Yeah.
Like some people make a ham or
Yeah.
some people make a pasta dish or some people
Boo.
make this or that.
I think we have to make the hard cuts, and I just don't see lasagna
I've never-
making it
Yeah.
higher
All
than
right.
this.
All right.
But big up to vegetarians making it work on these big meat protein holidays.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
one of the dearest friends in my whole life is just, resigned to eating lots of sides all the time.
Yep.
And then she'll find out that there's, bacon in the stuffing. And she's like, great, I'll just eat plain mashed potatoes because I can't have the gravy.
Yeah.
And 2 extra helpings of mushy peas. And that is her Thanksgiving. Like, it is a rough life out there.
Now
Not to-
imagine if there was a lasagna on the table.
So let me tell you
She'd
this:
probably
not to
go
kick
cuckoo.
lasagna on its ground. I love lasagna. I love Garfield, but and I love Mondays. But in companion to the other Thanksgiving foods, like
Yeah.
because I always imagine it on the giant plate that I'm putting it on. If I put lasagna on the giant plate of other stuff, it doesn't fit. That flavor does not fit with all the gravy and the mashed potatoes and the turkey that I
That's a
have on
point.
and stuffing. It would just throw it off, and I'd be like, oh, why did I
What's
put this lasagna on
red
this?
sauce doing
This red
here?
sauce is where the brown sauce should be.
That is a good point, that there is something about being able to get a bunch of different flavors on a fork.
Yep.
And if you have
Or on a
something
Yorkshire pudding.
like cheesy,
Yeah.
if you
Sure, yeah.
build your boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've got something sort of
Once you have the
cheesy,
lasagna and it's
like
just-
ground beef shows up, and you're like, what's
wrong?
What is
It's like a
happening?
palate cleanse, though, right? Between servings of plates,
Palate
you could have
cleanse?
like a turkey plate.
It's not a sorbet.
Now for the 4th course, little amuse-bouche of lasagna.
just to cleanse the palate of it.
So lasagna is important in my family. It's
Yeah.
not important in everybody's
Yeah.
family, so
Yeah.
it's not going to be top 5.
Yeah,
I'm,
we
I'm
do
cool with
like
that.
a-
I'm cool with that.
We do like a broccoli salad or a coleslaw thing too, which I don't think is a universal.
Broccoli
Thanksgiving
salad,
food.
I think, is pretty
Really?
common. Yeah, I eat it a lot at
See,
family
my brother
gatherings.
one time told my mom he liked broccoli salad, and now we
makes it every
can't
day.
escape it.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, I'm like, God damn, there's so many other
so
cold
sorry.
salads that exist. Can't we just spice it up just one time?
I think it would have to be, and I hate to say this, apple cider.
I'm okay with that.
Leaving? No, I'm going to fight for it.
Well, because
Yeah.
the other thing I
Look,
would
you're
fight.
like, okay. Oh, yay.
all Des is 3 nominations. She's gonna be happy.
Do you know what? I think I want apple cider there too. So I'm going
Right?
to say let's kick the turkey to the
Yeah.
curb.
no.
I have a sad face beside my turkey star.
Can I just say something?
Bye, turkey
Wow, this
pie.
sucks. It just feels wrong not to have a meat on this list.
Why?
Because I go back to why.
Just because it's a
Open your
No,
mind.
but and like I said, I'm okay with being at number 5. It's not Thanksgiving without a turkey on the table.
Yeah, but you also have turkey at Easter or at
Yep.
Christmas or at any other
I would-
big thing because
but-
it fills your plate.
No, it's different
And then people
though.
put other
It's
stuff
different,
on. It's
'cause
just a
if
satisfying filler.
If turkey wasn't there on Christmas, it's fine because Christmas has other things going for it. If turkey's not there on Thanksgiving, it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving. It's a different thing.
No, disagree.
I feel like maybe even 10 or 15 years ago, when the picture in your mind was like a nuclear family with Pop carving the turkey on the table, that would be one thing. But now it's just
So-
like another tray of food that gets dropped out on
But we still don't
the
you still
table.
have someone carving the turkey? Like
It's
someone's
done.
still
It's done.
Really? Because
Yeah.
we do. Like my uncle has the little carver out, and he's like, "What do you want? The dark meat or the white meat?" And
Yeah.
he starts separating it. And it feels very family like. And then everyone lines up. You got the tongs, and you're like, "All right, here's your dark meat. Tong, you want both? Okay, you got both."
Move your
family.
lasagna over a little bit.
Yes.
So to me, that there's something very communal about this turkey because everybody actually ends up eating it. And I don't hate turkey. Turkey's not my favorite meat, but I do think that belongs more than, say, Brussels sprouts, for example. But like, I don't think Brussels sprouts are amazing as other things on this list. But
I mean, I will
understand.
give turkey turns into like a whole week long thing because then you've got your hot turkey sandwiches, and then for us it's turkey fried rice, and then there's
Turkey soup.
You find a way to put turkey, and you use I'm going to say my favorite word, carcass, to
That's
make
your
some
favorite
nice
word?
Yeah, but there
it's a
are
good
other
word.
foods on this list that there are never leftovers from because they're
Right.
so good
They're
that
so
people
good.
eat the whole
And
thing.
arguably,
pumpkin pie.
the best thing about Thanksgiving are the leftovers, I would say. Like the aftermath of like, oh, we have food for days.
Yeah.
And I love that part of Thanksgiving because I can be like eating turkey gravy sandwiches for the next 3 days. Amazing. I think there's something to that, personally.
I'm not gonna. My turkey card's not gonna flip. I'm still a no.
You don't have to fight for
turkey.
I just want it to be on the list at 5. That's all I want to.
A hard
So,
five.
so
A hard
what
five.
what would you get rid of to keep turkey?
Yeah, tongue.
Apples. I mean, I would get rid of apple cider or Brussels sprouts.
They're both so good.
They're both good, and they are more unique, I suppose. I don't know. Stuffing, gravy, pumpkin pie, turkey. I think anybody, if I spoke to a stranger on the street and said, what were your top 5
Someone would say
Thanksgiving foods?"
turkey.
People would say, stuffing, gravy, pumpkin pie.
Now I talked to a lot of people about this podcast, and nobody said turkey.
Nobody said turkey in my
Wow.
house either.
Right? See?
See, but
I do believe my friend was like, I guess you should say turkey.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that's the reason
And then-
I'm willing to let go of it is because it's sort of
like,
an assumed.
Oh, sure.
It's assumed, yeah.
it's the hard 5. It's the hard 5.
I think it's like a 6.
All 3 of your podcast guests disagree with you.
But Des, do you need apple cider on this list?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I'm willing
Yes.
to. I mean, it serves an important holiday function. It nods to apples,
we're-
which are otherwise unrepresented.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Apple's
It's-
got a big shout out on top 5
It's
fruits.
easy.
So like,
It's the easiest thing to do on this whole list of things.
yes.
It's a housewarming. Here, come here. Let me get you a drink. There's all that feature to it.
Because I'll say right now, I have, up until today, I have not had an apple cider mimosa.
I know.
So like to say, yes.
I'm not going to say I invented it, but
But like even when we go, like if I were to go to.
that's why I'm willing to let it pass.
Yeah,
But
if I go to family function, the drink that I would have is a beer. Like I would have a beer with my family. I would have like I don't know some sort of wheat beer or something like that, or
Sure,
or
yeah.
something like mealy, I suppose, but not really that drink per se.
Right. I'm okay with letting it go because it's like a unique. It's more just the placeholder for some type of group beverage that everybody is drinking instead of having like your mom's
Sure.
drinking wine and you're drinking your wheat beer and then someone over there is drinking something else. Everybody gets to share this one little thing and you
Because
cheers.
I feel like Brussels sprouts isn't going anywhere. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if I had to shove one off the list, it'd be that one.
I feel sad to lose apple cider mimosas to turkey.
to turkey.
It's not losing.
I mean, it's,
But I don't. I'm sounding like a broken record, but I think the whole leftover thing. There's a merit to that. I think.
All right.
There does, and I think that's part of.
And Jeff, you don't have to cook for like another 3 days after Thanksgiving. Isn't that amazing?
As long as you like enough turkey
Yeah.
that you want to eat turkey for 4 days.
Yeah.
I would.
Which is-
with gravy.
no, but what's
I feel like every year of the past 10 years, I've ended up throwing out frozen turkey from my freezer because my mom or whomever is like, okay, here's your satchels of leftover turkey because there's always
that's
so much.
with apple cider, like, as you mentioned, like you
Just
end up
sits.
with like that
The dregs.
that third of apple cider that nobody
Until
wants.
finally someone's like, oh my God,
Oh,
throw
yo,
this away.
I would drink it totally.
Well, there's
Yeah.
half
Bottoms
a
up.
bottle on
Yeah.
the table.
Yo, if that's just gonna go gross in a fridge, I'm
No.
taking that
I
home.
think I'm going to pour this into that.
Oh, take it on the bus.
Problem solved.
See, my apple cider drink of choice has always been like with spiced rum. in
Ooh,
it. Yeah.
Spiced rum is a real like
a winner.
cold weather warrior.
Yeah, see,
does a lot of heavy
you
lifting.
warm this apple cider up,
Yeah.
put some spiced rum in
Damn.
it. Yeah,
What's that called? Does that have a name?
spiced
Warm spiced
rum with apple cider.
That sells.
Yeah.
That would sell.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make the executive decision taking apple cider. Only okay, if we're and going back to like if we're
Feels a
talking
bit
about
like a dictatorship.
well, we did also just spend the last few minutes applauding apple cider mimosas and criticizing turkey. Just
hey,
saying.
you calling me a turkey here? What's happening?
Can we tie?
We can't.
No,
time.
I
We don't-
try this every time I'm on a podcast.
And we-
I think turkey should be gobble gobble gone.
I think apple cider should cider nana. don't know. Cider.
Sidle off.
Hey, you can't.
Oh.
Okay, don't
That
base
was pretty good.
my
Bend
my
over
defense.
backwards to make that work.
Hey, I got my McBride joke in. I'm good.
That's
funniest
the
thing-
only reason I'm here, right?
Okay, let's take a break from talking about turkey versus apple cider.
Okay.
Let's find our other 4.
Well, we did.
Yeah,
those other 4 are
definitely.
there. Those 4 boring.
No, but I mean rank them.
Oh,
Gravy,
no.
stuffing,
Oh,
pumpkin
yeah, you're right.
pie, Brussels
Like,
sprouts.
let's leave this
Pumpkin
alone.
pie needs to be up near the top, I think.
I agree.
Pumpkin pie, I feel
would-
like is like a number one.
Number one?
Everybody gets excited for
Whoa,
pumpkin
we
pie.
cannot talk about number one here. We
Okay, let's
gotta
talk
go
about
from
number
5 to 1. The rules.
I would be happy with Brussels sprouts as number 4.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Again, they are important. Green is important. Brussels sprouts are, I don't know anything about crops, but I'm going to assume Brussels sprouts are a late season thing because
Yeah.
otherwise why would they be a staple at Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they just
seasonally
show up. They're
appropriate.
just showing up at the market.
Yeah,
So-
regionally, blah-de-blah. They're not beans or carrots, which any ding-dong can make at any time.
Boo.
You need to zhuzh them up a bit to make them palatable. I like it.
It's
so now
weird
we're-
without
number 3.
having the 5th one. Although I guess whatever isn't on the list.
We
Well, it's
know
going to
who
be
we're
either
fighting.
apple cider or turkey. We know
That's right.
that.
We know this. We know this. We know
Okay,
this.
so number 3. Oh, now it's hard.
Dressing?
Yeah. Ooh, or gravy.
Wait.
Ooh, maybe gravy.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh wait.
Gravy?
Wait,
Well,
what do you
I
say?
was gonna. I was gonna actually
goes with
suggest maybe
everything.
like if we really want to put turkey on there, maybe we can gravy could kind of go.
Okay. Take
What?
gravy off
Take
the list.
gravy away from
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Thanksgiving?
right.
I don't think so.
Wait, wait.
Jeff.
Oh, I
But what are you gonna put it on?
You're going to put it on whatever potato
Your
substance you choose.
lasagna.
You've got, have you ever had gravy pizza? Georgie's off of Elgin Street. Oh, once upon a time, I got drunk a lot on Elgin Street.
I love
And when-
Georgie's. I used to live off Elgin, and it was a
Yeah,
staple.
gravy pizza.
I've never had their gravy pizza.
So it would be very similar to gravy on lasagna. And it sounds like the dumbest, messiest, it's very messy thing. But something about the salty texture of gravy on top of pizza when it's 2 a.m. is like the most revelatory thing you've ever had.
I
So
can get
gravy on
behind this.
lasagna isn't an insane idea.
I mean, I've definitely had it. So,
But gravy, you put gravy on stuffing. You sop up gravy with your Yorkshire pudding. I feel like gravy is a better utility player than turkey, which
right,
can't
okay.
exist without gravy.
So gravy 3.
gravy
free.
1.
Oh.
Looking at the other things on this list, gravy's good. Like
Gravy 1.
Gravy's
Wow.
better than stuffing.
Better than pumpkin
Okay,
pie.
That's
Better than
No,
pumpkin pie.
definitely not better. Okay,
Yeah.
gravy 2.
Gravy 2.
Hold on,
Pumpkin
hold
pie
on.
one.
Hold on. And I don't want to keep putting a monkey wrench
catch
in
up
this.
here.
We're trying to do this without you because we don't like what you're saying.
I know.
Let's just move to this other table. Okay, bye everyone.
I'm going to start my own ranked podcast.
Every
it's called
time I
Rank
invite
2.
people to the pod cavern, people want to leave me. Why does everyone leave?
Like,
No.
we'll just do this without you real quick.
Let's talk about stuffing.
Yes.
Because I think that's an important thing. Because for me, if we're like truly ranking those 3 things, gravy, pumpkin pie, and stuffing,
Yeah.
stuffing's number 1, baby.
Really?
Stuffing's number 1 for me. And
It's tough.
and it's not pumpkin pie. I tell you that. Even though I like pumpkin pie.
Now you definitely have stuffing at Christmas,
Yeah.
and you don't have pumpkin pie at Christmas.
And that's fair.
So more
And
Thanksgiving.
you can stuff a chicken,
With
in
that-
which case you can have it at any roast.
And with that argument,
apple
turkey's
cider
on the
mimosa.
We're not talking about turkey right now.
Turkey is also a Christmas food.
It is.
barely.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's walk back. Stuffing can do more. Stuffing has been to more places.
Stuffing has been up a turkey's ass.
So are we talking,
Chicken's ass.
are we talking about most versatile food
Or just-
most Thanksgiving
Have you
food?
ever
I know.
Put-
Every time I do this, I'm like, what does best mean?
You could put stuffing up anybody's ass, really.
Or you
And
can just
it's-
make it in a Corningware.
Oh, sorry, yes. That's
Regardless of that, gravy is also, though, anywhere. I could go to New York Fries and get some fucking gravy right now.
Yeah, but we're talking about like,
Turkey gravy.
Turkey gravy, yeah.
yeah.
Don't say the word turkey in front of tongue.
interesting.
Don't say it in front of him.
Interesting.
No, see, my gravy is typically like a mushroom gravy, so it's not a turkey gravy because of the vegetarians in my life.
That makes sense, but
So I still have
Gravy.
lots of love for gravy, and it is not turkey gravy.
but
I mean, there's also a vat of turkey gravy.
Yeah.
Let's not get out of control here.
If I'm telling the truth,
tell your truth.
gravy is third for me
Yes.
because I did come initially from a place where gravy was an overpowering thing that would change the fundamental flavors of stuff.
Yeah,
But I've
yeah.
just warmed to it because it, helps moisten things, whatever. But so can cranberry sauce, and so can, mayonnaise or whatever bullshit someone
Ew.
else mentioned.
Somebody mentioned mayonnaise.
I mentioned mayonnaise.
Was that a conversation I had outside of the podcast?
Was was like a whole other
was like
day with a
the
whole other
Dutch.
group of people.
Des looked at me, it's just mayonnaise. Like I was just putting stuff in my mouth to make me look bad.
Why
You're
are
the
you
villain.
hiding a cup of mayonnaise
You're
right
the-
now?
Sorry.
I am down with mayonnaise. I think it's maybe like Belgians put mayonnaise on everything. Anyway, other things can moisten things, for the record. So for me,
Like apple cider mimosas. They moisten your leg.
Okay, say
Gravy
I'm ready to
is-
return to this conversation. 'cause
gravy
we
is
have
third
to.
under stuffing for me.
And
But we still don't have a five.
we
don't have a
Okay, listen.
We're gonna be here
I think we
forever.
might have it. We might have it, and if you're okay with it, let me just okay.
You're going to say turkey, aren't
I
you?
am gonna say turkey because turkey number 5, and I'm thinking turkey at its best, right? So we're talking about the food at its prime. So
Have
we're
you
not
been paid by the Canadian Turkey Council?
gobble gobble. But turkey at its best is like a moist meat that tastes very good, has the dark, has the white. And you're talking earlier about this apple cider seasonal thing. I agree with that point there, but with that same point, that's why pumpkin pie is on this list too. Like we have that representation of fall.
Yeah, but we're not
right
talking
here.
about representations of fall. We're talking about Thanksgiving foods.
Sure.
It is fall. Like,
Yeah.
all of them are fall.
And
so that's not a point.
nothing represents Thanksgiving more on like a picture than a giant turkey.
Or like a family surrounded
With a
in
turkey in the
room
middle.
with glasses in their hands, cheersing.
It's
their
just maybe I don't have the
drinks.
affinity for apple cider that you guys have, but this is the first time I've had this drink, apple cider mimosa, and it's just not gonna show up at our family gathering.
Okay.
That's mine.
God, I love Jess.
That's just drinking apple cider,
Yeah.
not tongue
And-
slurping mayonnaise.
And hang on, let me just slurp this turkey mush.
Ew.
Okay.
I just wanted
He's
number
right,
5,
you guys. He's right, you guys.
It is, but it feels wrong. Like it feels like
But
Thanksgiving
the
is
amount
changing.
of protest
you know?
that we have put up here, I think, does more than enough justice to how it's 2019
Yeah.
and the planet is burning,
Yes.
and people want yummy, boozy things to help as like a balm to having to talk to their family members about the
Right.
upcoming election.
I can't talk about the current banner that's in front of my parents' house.
Exactly.
Oh, don't talk
Right?
about it.
It's the darkest timeline, and we're
is.
all doing the best that we can. But not everybody drinks booze, and
Not everybody eats meat.
I'm trying so hard
Trying
to
so
be
hard.
magnanimous and to let this fall away.
Okay.
I'm putting it on.
Turkey?
Yes.
A hard six, like a 6 point, or no, a 5.9 is mimosa, apple cider mimosa.
I'll allow.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Like it's my own podcast. I'm like, yeah, fine.
Well,
Okay,
geez,
so
I've never fought for turkey so hard.
I literally
in
have a
my
sad
life.
face beside the turkey.
Fun fact: Angus McDonald, favorite meat, turkey.
well,
He's wrong. He's been
he's
on.
wrong.
he's a lovely man.
He's a lovely man, but he's wrong
he
about
can't
food.
be wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's wrong all the time. Except for
Favorite
that.
meat. That's
Favorite
a weird
meat.
conversation to have with a person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's
nice
why,
to meet you, Jess.
That's why
What's
top
your
five,
favorite meat?
That's why top 5 meats
Well.
will never happen. Okay.
Okay, so
Number 3 is gravy.
5. Sorry.
5 turkey, 4 Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts.
3
Gravy.
gravy.
Yeah. Then stuffing.
That puts pumpkin pie at number 1.
I'm okay
Oh,
with
I thought
that.
we were doing stuffing at number 1 and pumpkin pie at number 2.
What do you feel
okay
about
with
that,
either
Jeff?
of those.
What do you feel?
I'm fine with either one of those. I just thought it seemed pumpkin pie was more universal, but
I definitely get more excited about pumpkin pie, but I know that I like pumpkin pie a lot.
And it's like
Seasonal.
the triumph of an already spectacular
see
meal.
it.
It culminates in pumpkin pie.
I don't want to
Yeah.
fight anymore.
You shut your damn mouth.
I'm just gonna crawl
You
in the pod cavern.
shut
Come
your
get my
damn
corpse
mouth.
later. No, I'm like if I had to give one, it'd be stuffing. But honestly, like pumpkin pie is very delicious. So I'm not. Is that? Does anyone feel any different? I suppose.
Sorry,
Like if
what-
you had to
what's
give
happening?
an edge to something.
So, turkey 5,
Yes.
Yes.
4
Brussels
Brussels
sprouts,
sprouts.
4
3 gravy.
gravy.
2
stuffing.
Stuffing.
1 pumpkin pie.
Yep.
I'm so happy
Holy
with that.
shit, we
Yeah.
did it. Oh my god.
Sweaty.
My god.
Now, if only we ate the meal in this order.
I know.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie first.
And then if you still have room left over, you can have
Stuffing,
turkey.
You can
gravy,
have some
Brussels
turkey.
sprouts, and maybe some turkey.
And don't forget your mayonnaise.
Yeah.
This is actually totally changed. I think maybe I'm going to try like a roasted Brussels sprouts. It's not something I would have usually put in my
It's good.
It's so good.
nice.
meal, but yeah, I think I might do that.
It's a lot, though. You said 8 Brussels sprouts on a plate? Oh, I guess
No,
I
no,
keep
no.
thinking about my plate.
They're all
It's
sliced up.
sliced.
They're all
Oh,
sliced
sliced
up.
up.
4
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts?
Pretty much. Yeah, it's probably
That's
it's
like
like
a good
about a
first
serving.
course.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
good. And again, it's not just a Brussels sprout. It's cooked in like a
Cooked in stuff.
bacon or something.
Wow, Thanksgiving food. Who knew it'd be so
I'm excited.
Controversial.
controversial? Okay, we're going to do honorable mentions, and how
Oh,
we do
gosh.
it is we'll just rifle around the table saying 1, 1, 1, 1, and we'll just do it till we got no more nominations. So let's see. I got scalloped potatoes. Yeah.
I've cranberry, but specifically a cranberry relish, which is sort of a fresh
I like that too.
stuff.
I put the gourds, like the squashes, the turnips, the
What's up, squash?
parsnips, all that good old root
That's very
vegetables.
folly,
They're
yeah.
good.
That's good.
Yeah, they are good, and they're
Right?
different.
Yeah.
I mentioned it before, but like a fluffy bun, like a nice buttered bun. It's good, and it's because I didn't know Yorkshire pudding was going
Would you make the bun?
outclass me. No, but I'd buy like really good bakery buns. I wouldn't go and just be like whatever
Yeah.
the Dempster people.
all about
are
the
trying to
oven
sell
space.
me.
No
Yes.
Dempsters.
Oven
Right?
space. There's no space in that oven for
To rise and fucking bake a bun.
That's why you get 2 ovens.
right.
That's why.
I'm going to go with the classic corn on a cob.
Hey, that's on mine too.
Finally,
nice.
something we agree on.
That's what makes a good podcast is the debating, right?
It's true. The drama.
We all
Yeah.
agreed it wouldn't be any fun.
This was one I was going to throw in if things got controversial. Was creamed onions.
I
Okay.
can't even imagine what that would taste like.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
It's one of those dishes that always shows up at Thanksgiving, and everybody,
Always.
almost everybody, well, in my family,
Yeah.
it does, and everybody's like, I can't remember who likes those, but we make it. You know what I mean? Like,
Does anyone eat- but people eat them. People,
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Is it something that you put on something else?
yeah, it's sort of like a garnish that you.
Okay. Creamed onions.
Yeah, you basically boil the onions and then put them in a roux, white sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yum,
Okay.
yum, yum.
Okay.
On the leftover train, you guys ever heard of bubble and squeak?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
So good. So you take all your leftovers, which is mostly like potato stuffing base, and you put your vegetables in, and you like fry it up in the morning with your eggs, and it's just like a delightful,
That sounds
amazing.
yummy.
The morning
leftover.
after Thanksgiving, because normally we have like
Yeah.
a sleepover. The morning after Thanksgiving is also important.
Yeah.
To like have ingredients around to accomplish that.
which is what the bubble and squeak is good for.
yum.
Just get rid of everything.
Yeah. French Canadian roots tourtière is something that we've done on occasion. We don't do it every Thanksgiving, but it's also more like réveillon, like it's more of a New Year's-y thing. But if my parents are out of town for Christmas, we do it at Thanksgiving. I like it. Meat pie.
This is my preferred meat, but just a big ass roast. just
roast
beef.
it.
Fucking so good.
Yeah, I had root vegetables as well, roasted root vegetables, green beans or something.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I'm
very-
just like
yeah.
molassy, bacony,
Yeah.
baked beans.
There was a
maple.
riot at my work this morning because I didn't include sweet potatoes on my list.
Yeah.
So I got to
Never
throw
me
that out there
either.
for them. I was
Yeah.
like, I've
don't
never
know.
had sweet potatoes as part of Thanksgiving.
I mean,
but
I would, but-
everybody else in
Some
the room
people
was
do.
like, what is wrong with you? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
shout out.
Shout out to you guys.
We always also have apple pie. So
Yeah.
it's,
Okay.
again, to
Apple
give a
pie
nod
crumble. I
to
would,
to our good friend the apple.
right.
It's good too.
I would say like a pecan pie.
Oh.
Yeah.
This would never be on mine, but just doing a little bit of research and stuff. Oysters used to be a thing.
Okay.
An oyster stuffing,
Yes.
or you would have it as an appetizer.
Okay.
So, anyway.
My last one's probably too inappropriate to say
Say it.
on the podcast.
Say
it's,
it.
I'm intrigued.
It's a little dramatic. If I no, I can't. Oh, we'll have to talk about it
Whoa,
later.
what? Come on.
Make Jeff read it.
The last one on the list also
it
came
too-
up at like 7:00 this morning.
Is it too inappropriate?
The blood of the innocent.
whole pilgrims and things.
No, it's
that's
worth
good.
mentioning.
That's worth mentioning for
We're
sure.
a bunch of colonial bastards.
Yeah, we
Yes.
suck.
Yeah.
We suck.
It is, and actually, this is like the whitest holiday.
Yeah.
It super
it
is.
was totally
North American.
and even the Canadian Thanksgiving was the Protestant assembly was like, well, we need something to celebrate
Yeah.
God, and
And I
we'll
was
just grab
trying-
this and use it.
And I was trying to bring a little culture to the table, and the
Yeah.
three. No, I'm just. I won't bring. Oh, podcast reference, for everyone.
If only we had some alcohol to help the situation.
It helps. I think I've got everything on my list. I mean, mashed potatoes are like the
Yeah.
wah-wah
Yeah,
things.
but
they're there.
It's good. Jeff, how many do you have left?
That's it. I got all mine.
Jess, you have all yours.
I have baked beans and macaroni and cheese because of
Yep.
vegetarian
Yeah.
lifestyles.
Outlying sides, but still delicious sides. I'm never going to say no to macaroni and
And
cheese.
I have like let's see here, like a casserole, like green bean casserole. Roasted vegetables, like your basic roasted vegetables. Those are always nice. Cornbread. And cornbread with gravy.
Let's take Yorkshire puddings off the
And-
backup list and
yeah.
add cornbread.
And we always have this every Thanksgiving is clam chowder. Like we always just have that as
wonder
like
if
our
that's
oysters,
related.
yeah.
just clam chowder.
Just a big
as
old
your
tureen.
It's very heavy.
Does that all end up on the plate?
Yes. So you got your gravy on top, and then clam chowder on top,
Do you-
and
do you-
then gravy on top again.
Do you build like a little
Lasagna.
levee with the lasagna and
Yeah.
then? Okay.
And then you make a canal
Architectural.
with like cranberry sauce. Just
Yeah, cranberry sauce.
You know, I could probably get behind a pile of mashed potatoes with like some chowder as the volcano
Yeah.
sauce. Yeah.
Thick.
Did anybody else do that thing of like you eat around the potatoes as much as possible and
Like you
like
put your
break the
volcano in
dam at the last moment?
oh, Jeff, you're such a child.
It's a joyfulness
It's
that we
a
should
joy.
all have.
I had a lot of people who said cranberry sauce was their number one. Which is
if you
nuts to
are
me, but-
gravy averse, cranberry sauce is your go-to.
gravy verse.
Gravy averse.
Oh, okay.
Someone who is not team gravy. Cranberry sauce is my big thing, and it does a great job at masking how turkey is unpleasant.
Yeah. Okay, we're
because
not-
it's really sweet, but also has a tang to it, so it's not like jam. It's its own deal.
Mm.
And only ever served with turkey. Like I don't even think I've had it with roast chicken because
Yeah.
chicken can do its thing. All
Chicken
by
can
itself.
say, yeah. My mind is racing right now because I heard gravy verse, and I was like, oh, okay, what kind of movies are based on gravy?
There's like the mushroom gravy burgers.
All right, everyone, we did it. That's top 5 Thanksgiving food. Geoff McBride, thank you
Yes,
for hosting us in the Great Canadian Theatre Company. As
Thank the Great Canadian Theatre Company
Yes,
and
thank
Seth
you.
for
thank you,
letting
Thank
us.
you.
thank you so much, Jeff. Do you have any plugs at all?
I'm going to be doing the Subdivision Festival, which will be happening in November down at La Nouvelle Scène, which is it's basically, I think it's 5 or 6 theater companies putting on short plays throughout the space, and you get to spend the evening there and wander around. So my friend Karen Balcom and I, Funk Theater, will be down there in November.
Funk theater. Awesome. That's no. Des is like, no, stop it.
Don't do that to Funk Theater. They didn't ask for that.
I thought I was giving them props.
We do need a theme song.
Okay, I'll
We could
work
probably
on
make
it.
that happen.
I'll work on it. Gobble gobble.
I don't have anything in particular to plug. I do a lot of like single gigs, working on stuff as
Well,
they happen day of. But
Big round of applause for Jess's first podcast.
Yay! Hopefully not my last.
No,
Unless
what a
the
pleasure,
turkey
no.
debate was too hard.
No. It's good. The drama
I
was
liked
there.
it.
I like that a lot. More than people that just don't say anything. That's not fun.
Yeah,
So,
and
thank you.
I was so waffly with my mimosa. I was like, "It's fine, you can take it off. It's fine." You can
Yo,
take it off." So it's nice to have someone dig their heels in and be like, "No."
It was
No,
like
Des, keep it.
It was like number 2 on my nomination list.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
See?
Well, Jess, thank you so much for being on the cast.
well, thank you for having me.
And of course, Canadian award winner Des. Des
Canadian
got
Comedy Award winner. It's just
That's
not like I
right.
got the Order of Canada.
Canada
Shit.
award Yeah, anyways.
Oh,
Des,
that's fraud.
what do you got?
So the last Sunday of every month, Crush Improv, which is my improv company, does a show at Yuck Yucks. We're beefing them up, making them fancier, and we've also
Fancier?
got just
How?
putting our backs into it a bit more than we've been doing. I guess is probably the best way to say it. Trying to get new formats and stuff.
Okay,
yeah, all in
sweet.
preparation for. We're hoping to roll out like a 2020 season of a few bigger venue shows.
Oh, shit.
Things where maybe we goof around with styles and stuff.
Crush
So
Improv.
keep your eyes peeled for the 2020 season. We're very funny. We won an award.
And Des always flashes her award to me.
I still
always.
haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I've seen photos of it.
Wait, you don't like take a picture of it after you win it?
Don't you
we've
guys
been-
like all get to sleep with it in your bed or something?
I was
for, like, a
joking. It was
week
like I
before?
haven't had my like intimate time with the award, but no, it's been slowly like going from hand to hand, and I haven't had my chance yet.
Don't
Every
you have
time
to-
we get together, I'm like, who has which ding dong owes me this award? But I think Tim, Jordan, and I all haven't had a chance with it yet. And the 3 that went to the award ceremony are the ones who are like, well, we drove, so we like, I was there. I get my time.
So do you have to
And
give
it's
the
been almost
award
a year now.
back?
I was
after?
there. Do
No,
I
no,
get to
it's
keep it?
ours, and it's engraved with our name, and it's all pointy and stuff. It's in the
that's
shape of a
nice.
maple leaf. It's all very pretty. But I want my time so that my kids can inevitably knock it off the surface and break it. Like maybe I should get it last.
Yeah, you should get last.
I think I ISM'd that show. I think I should get it last. You should
Yeah.
definitely get it way before I do.
I keep thinking we should smash it into lots of pieces, and then everybody gets like a creepy little crystal, or like get it embedded into your forearm, or
I love
whatever
that.
you
Oh,
want to do with your
that's
shard.
Dermal implants.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, no,
Like a stegosaurus plate on the back of your neck.
It's not just a weird lump on my neck. That's a Canadian Comedy Award.
Different type of stuffing. All right, and of course, I'm your host, Tung. And let's see here. We have lots of shows in the Pod Cavern. By this time the podcast releases, the Improv Punch Up will be on hiatus. But there's 50 other episodes to listen to, so so go listen to that. We never actually got Des, so maybe one day. It's not over. Punch Up isn't over. We're just taking a little hiatus there while Leslie's gone in Toronto. Let's see. We have Talking Tom. We have Pod Cavern Plays. Cinema Saves the World. We have 2 other shows entering the Pod Cavern very, very soon. Could be now. I don't know. I'm not a future teller. I'm a time traveler. And that's it. Should we go make ourselves a meal?
Yes.
In our double oven?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your meal.
Happy Thanksgiving.